This week on Inimba, Kawe wakes up and she is told that she got a transplant. But baby girl does not seem to be too pleased about the news. If anything, she is scared and kinda annoyed. She therefore gets to ask who was the donor? Oh, Sana, that is the biggest question that we all have been wanting to know. I mean, we, the viewers, know that it is Linkamva, but we all wanted to know how will Kawingazi respond to the news of finding out that her own brother had to die in order for her to live. And because she's still too fragile, I wonder if they're going to keep the truth from her as well, or they're going to just tell her straight up that, listen, baby girl, Lankamfa was already brain dead and we made the best choice at the time. And how will she take the news? He was legit the only person who was sensible in the Mabantla family, especially in Hlathi's household. It's gonna be very painful for me to watch his funeral tonight. It's gonna be very, very painful. However, Tumega has been doing wonders with killing her role also recently. Now, when I talked about how cruel and evil Zolega and Lazarus are for not even asking, taking Nkamva's heart and giving it to Kawekazi, some people keep on reminding me that, oh, Tumega is the one who took her sister's husband, just slept with her sister's man, this and that and the other thing. Guys, I don't care what do you all say. I don't care what sin do you all think that Tumega has committed. Absolutely nothing. Nothing will ever warrant Zolega to even think that it was not the right thing to let Tumega grieve her son in her own way. If Tumega wanted to keep that machine on until she is satisfied that Linkava is not coming back, they rob her that right. She had a right to keep the machine on until she accepts in her own terms that Linkamfa is not coming back. Okay? Kawa's heart was definitely not her problem, and that does not mean that she does not care about Kawegazi. We all know that Toms care about Kawegazi. The only problem here was she had a lot in her plate as well. She could not even when she wanted to for a moment pause her own problems and think about Kawegazi. It's surprising that hlathi could, you know. And honestly speaking, I just really, really want Tumega to realize what kind of a selfish man she is married to and divorce Hlathi as soon as yesterday. As soon as yesterday, Hlathi needs to be divorced. Hlathi needs to be divorced. Like, Hlathi does not even deserve Tumega at this point. Tumega is too good. And yes, Zolega have a thing of I don't know, of being rude, and hide around the pretty face, because she's beautiful, she's pretty. She can be rude and she can get away with it, and she will get sympathy from the viewers. That's so wrong, you all. That's so wrong, okay? And I know that most of you who are like, oh yeah, there's nothing that Zolega did, and there's absolutely nothing wrong that Zolega did. Yeah, that's because you're watching it on TV. If you were in Tom's situation, you were never, okay? And yes, I need Tumega to start holding Hlathi accountable. I need Tumega. I mean, she did try to say that Hlathi is not allowed in the funeral, and not Ntsigi saying, no, that's never gonna happen. Tumega will not start bossing people around. And I'm like, who do you think you are, Ntsigi? Who do you think you are? Let Tumega do what else feels right to her in her own house. You should go and get your own house as well. But while we are talking about Ntsigi has told Tandega that she is going to contribute 20,000 towards the burial of Lenkamva. Something tells me that Ntsigi got a lot of money. Hey, Sarah, something in me tells me Uguti Ntsigi probably have like 500,000, and out of that 500,000 she's only gonna contribute 20,000. Something tells me ukuthi there is something dodgy ka osintsiki man. Osintsiki man, like I can trust something dodgy ka osintsiki. But anyway, let's wait for that storyline to unfold. I covered everyone, you know, and I have Nkamva's ID because I covered everyone. Now, guys, remember that Ntsigi, just yesterday, she was telling us that she is on medicine side. When Tume was like, oh, Ntsigi, you can't tell me that you're also on this thing. And Ntsigi was like, no, Tums, my babe. I am actually on the medicine side. I want to be with medicine. We don't know whether she was actually on the funeral cover side, on the cash out side. Like, which side was Ntsigi actually on? Oh, Sanalwami, I want to know this. I desperately want to know which side was Ntsigi on. Was it really the medicine side or just the catch out side? Okay, I want to catch out. Okay, that's completely possible. But of course, Utandega is like amazed and be like, Ntsigi, do you also have my ID? And I wanted her to answer that question, but guess Sana, she did not answer. Now, the biggest question is, will Ntsigi contribute the money to the funeral preparations, or will she keep it all to herself? We do not know, and we are yet to seek. Sana Lwami. Oh, Sana, I am so sad for Tums. I'm not even gonna lie. My heart goes out to Tumega. But I hope she does the right thing, which is to just chase hlathi out of the house and just file for divorce and focus on herself. And probably she can get back with Brother Justice. She can get back with Brother Justice and just forget about hlathi forever and for good, because Sana vibes. Oh, Sana Otumega broke down and cried here. You know, she cried her lungs out. Anyway, guys, hlathi was then put in a corner because you know, he could not keep on playing this game anymore. He had to choose between these two women. Which one is he going with? And he did say that he has been married to Uzolega and he has loved Uzolega for all these years while Uzolega was not there. And really, it's obvious, it's simple. He honestly doesn't have to choose between these two women because he will always and forever choose to be with his wife Uzolega. Uzolega was happy, he was jumping up and down in the moon. I'm sure the heart was also jumping, and this news was just too much devastating towards Utumega, who has been a loyal wife Hlathi for all these years, only for Hlathi to call a family meeting. And because he said this in a family meeting in front of almost everybody, that Zolega is his wife and it has never changed. You know, nothing has ever changed the fact that Zolega is his wife. And all throughout 20 years, he has loved Uzolega so much. Listen, I'm telling you that Utumega went down on her knees and begged a man. Oh, sad now when they say never make a mistake of begging a man, okay? But at this point, Utumega felt like really all the odds are against her. She felt like all the odds are against her, and what choice does she have but to beg, you know? And she went down, you know, on her knees and be like, Hlathi, I beg you, my man, please don't do this to us, don't do this to our 20 years that we have spent together. Come home with me. The tears drop, but Hlathi was like, Andi ndawo, ndiyahlala. Oh, Sana, Hlathi was just like, Andizi, I ain't coming no way. Okay. And this was so sad, guys. Like, and you know, the emotions that Zoleka put in the scene was just the hardest and the most difficult, and the one that makes you to say, wow, we respect you, Tumega, because you did put your all in the scene. Okay. And you know, guys, everything has just been working bad for Utumega, especially when she had to now go back home by himself, because Hlathi has decided to spend all his nights with his wife slash mistress, who is Uzolega, you know. And for me, I was just like, okay, but this is wrong. Hlathi, come on, feel for Uzolega, okay? But then again, Uzolega now is going through it. Now the children knows, you know, the parents are actually going through a separation. Hlathi now is having a meeting with Utumega saying, listen, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get to keep the house. If you want to keep the house, that's okay. You will keep the house. And you will also get to, but the children are going to come with me, especially the young one, Uyanga. Perhaps Uyanga could visit you on weekends. Utumega is just like, listen, it's not enough that you are leaving me. You now have to take my children away from me. And Hlathi is like, listen, don't make this thing to be more hard than it is, okay? The children are actually coming with me, and they will stay nicely with my wife in my wife's house. That was the most saddest thing. But Utumega is like, I am so confused, Hlathi. Haven't I been a good wife to you all these years? Don't we have a ring that is the symbol of our love? Why are you doing this to me? Why? And Hlathi is like, I told you that I don't want to marry you. I've never, ever promised you marriage. And all these years you consumed to stay with me. If anything, you are the one who was forcing marriage up on me. Guys, when they say amadoda ayatshintshelana, amadoda are not good people. Amadoda are bad people, like bad human beings. Amadoda sana, they are not good humans. They are not good humans, because how come Zolega, guys, have you all seen Zolega's wardrobe? Like, she legit looks like she is in her 60s, okay? And this is because she was being obedient, being a wife, cooking for this man, submitting herself to this man, doing absolutely everything that this man wants. But as soon as this man's ex return in town, no, he doesn't want Utumega anymore. He wants better. He wants his wife. He has always been married to his wife, you know. And I'm like, Sana. Yeah, when they say men hate us, this is definitely the definition of amadoda asizonda. Because there is no way that I will honestly sit here and say I understand why Hlathi did Utumega this bad. Like, Hlathi did Utumega dirty, you know. Because surprisingly, the very same Hlathi wanted a wife who will be submissive, who will be obedient, who will not work, you know, who will just wait for him to come back home and cater to his needs and desires. That's the wife that he wanted, and he got that, you know. He got that wife in Utumega, because Uzolega was a career-driven woman. You know, she see herself being independent, making her own money, living her own life in her own terms, not just being tied up into some men. Which, good for her, babe, good for you. However, Hlathi got that in Tumega, and he surprisingly wasn't looking for that, because listen, as soon as Uzolega landed in town, all Hlathi's eyes were on Uzolega. Now, Utumega is having so much problems. Like, Utumega uya go, which aka go, uya departure. As if that's not enough. As if all the problems that she's having are not enough. Here's her friend, Uthandega, comes and tells Utumega, yo, sana, listen. Now, Tumega have problems in church, and Utumega values values Ikawa so much. Now Utumega have problems in church, and she's going through it. You know, she's going through church problems so much. And Utumega is not Utumega, rather Uthandega is the one who's here to deliver this bad news. She does say that, listen, the church has actually sent me here to tell you that we are dethroning you as the chairperson in the church, okay? And Utumega is confused. It's like, what? Just because I missed a church meeting once or twice, this means I must be dethroned. And Uthandega has to be like, no, that's not the only reason they are dethroning you. They are also dethroning you because they believe that you lied and you deceived the church by making them to be under the impression that you are actually married while you are not married. And for that reason, they've decided that you are not a reliable church member to be trusted. So therefore, you will be dethroned. And that's not the only thing. The other thing is that you actually stole uqhawe. You guys, exaggerate, you know. We all know that Utumega, I mean, whatever that you think of her, Utumega was actually a great mom to Uqhawe, and Uqhawe can attest this herself, that Utumega was a wonderful mom towards him. So now Utumega is just so confused and just be like, why is life this hard at me? You know, why is life so hard for me? Like, first of all, it was my husband who has decided to go together with her ex. Secondly, it's the church. The church wants nothing to do with me. Like, at this point, my life is difficult. Like, I can't live like this. And I could feel that she is honestly trying to say she cannot breathe. Okay, she is deep sinking under the water, and she is failing to get some sort of air. Because guys, you know, hlathi has just came and informed her, listen, I don't want us to argue, fight and everything. You'll get to keep the car and you'll get to keep the house. And which I feel like hlathi is being super generously nice, and he should be, you know, he should give Utumega a car and a house, because Utumega honestly dedicated 20 years of her life into making her husband the happiest man in the world, right? And not only that, not only did he just dedicate her life into making her husband happy, he also, you know, make a home for him. So I was like, okay, at least he's doing something right, giving her a car, you know. I mean, it's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. But Utumega just needed more. Utumega, like, you know, she's just like so many, you know, because if the church was not throwing her out, perhaps she could go to church and try to pray, you know, and because sometimes when you are down and out, you found your source of strength in God. God provides your source of strength. You feel rejuvenated, you feel seen, restored in God. But then Utumega is out here feeling that is also being taken away from her. She now cannot go to find her source of strength. Where is she supposed to find her source of strength? Kamo, her mom, who's also Zolega's mom, you know, she has turned her back on her. She's just like, Tumega, no, this is a lot. You know, this is a lot. I try to be there. I try to support you. But what you are requiring of me now is kinda a lot. So right now, Utumega is feeling the feelings of burden, the feelings of being alone, the feelings of just resenting even herself, the person that she has become, because she's just like, who is this person? Like, she probably cannot resonate with the person that she has become whenever she looks in the mirror. So all those feelings are just too hard for Uzolega, for Utumega rather. And she's just like, listen, she just needs to take a bow. She needs to take a bow. And yeah, guys, I don't know. Please comment down below and tell me, how do you think this whole thing will unresolve? Anyway, this definitely does bring us to the end of the video. If you do love and enjoy our video, you'd give this video a huge thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one when, of course, I am bringing you more reviews. So then, please do stay blessed.